Facts about sleep. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a time before electricity, before clocks, before anyone understood what sleep actually was. For most of human history, sleep was one of our greatest mysteries, a nightly disappearance into darkness that nobody could explain. The ancient Egyptians believed that sleep was a form of death, a temporary journey to the underworld. Each night, they thought, the soul would leave the body and wander among the gods, only to return with the morning light. This wasn't mere superstition. In their tombs and temples, they left detailed hieroglyphics describing sleep as a sacred state, painting it on walls that still stand today. 4,000 years later, the ancient Greeks had a different theory, one that sounds almost poetic. They believed sleep was brought by Hypnos, the gentle god who would brush mortals' eyelids with his wings, bringing rest and dreams. But Aristotle, ever the scientist, wanted a physical explanation. Around 350 BCE, he proposed that sleep was caused by warm vapors rising from the stomach after eating, cooling in the brain, and then sinking back down, pulling consciousness with them. It was completely wrong, of course, but it was an attempt to understand something that seemed impossibly complex. For nearly 2,000 years after Aristotle, his theory dominated. Medieval scholars believed sleep was simply the absence of wakefulness, a passive state where the body shut down like a candle being snuffed out. They had no idea that the brain during sleep is almost as active as when we're awake, performing invisible maintenance that keeps us alive. The first real breakthrough came in 1729, when a French scientist named Jean-Jacques d'Orthez de Mairan conducted a curious experiment with a mimosa plant. He noticed that the plant's leaves opened during the day and closed at night, and he wondered, was this because of sunlight or something else? So he placed the plant in complete darkness, and to his amazement, the leaves kept opening and closing on the same schedule. He had discovered something profound, though he didn't fully understand it at the time. Living things have an internal clock, a rhythm that persists even without any external cues. But it would take another 2 centuries before scientists connected this discovery to human sleep. In the 1930s, a researcher named Nathaniel Kleitman, who would later become known as the father of sleep research, decided to test whether humans also had this internal rhythm. He did something extraordinary and slightly mad. He lived in Mammoth Cave in Kentucky for 32 days, deep underground where no sunlight could reach, trying to force himself onto a 28-hour day. His body refused. No matter what he did, his sleep-wake cycle kept trying to return to roughly 24 hours. We are built by the rhythm of the Earth's rotation, and we cannot escape it. Around the same time, in 1929, a German psychiatrist named Hans Berger was working on something that would change everything. He had invented a device that could measure electrical activity in the brain, which he called the electroencephalogram, or EEG. When he placed electrodes on people's scalps, he saw waves, patterns of electrical pulses moving through the brain. And when his subjects fell asleep, something unexpected happened. The waves didn't disappear. They changed. They slowed down, becoming long and rolling, like ocean swells. For the first time in history, scientists could see that sleep wasn't an off switch. The brain was still working, still communicating with itself in the darkness. This discovery opened a door, and in 1953, Two researchers at the University of Chicago, Eugene Aserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman, walked through it. They were watching people sleep, monitoring their brain waves and eye movements, when they noticed something strange. Every 90 minutes or so, the sleeper's eyes would start moving rapidly beneath their closed eyelids, darting back and forth as if watching something. And when they woke these people up during these periods, almost all of them reported vivid dreams. They had discovered REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, the stage where our most intense dreams occur. Sleep wasn't one thing. It was a journey through different countries of consciousness, each with its own landscape and purpose. The story of how we learned about sleep is really the story of how we learn to pay attention to the night, to stop seeing it as empty time and start seeing it as one of the most important things we do. Once scientists could measure sleep, they began to map it, and what they found was astonishing. Sleep has a structure, an architecture as precise and beautiful as any building. When you first close your eyes and begin to drift off, you enter stage one, a thin borderland between waking and sleeping that lasts only a few minutes. Your muscles relax, your heartbeat slows, and you might experience those strange falling sensations called hypnic jerks that sometimes wake you with a start. These jerks happen because as your muscles relax, your brain sometimes misinterprets the signals and thinks you're actually falling. It's a glitch in the transition, a hiccup between two states of being. Then you slip deeper into stage two, where you spend about half of your entire night. Here, your body temperature drops and your heart rate becomes more regular. Scientists discovered that during this stage, the brain produces sudden bursts of rapid brainwave activity called sleep spindles. These spindles, which last only a second or two, appear to be the brain's way of blocking out external disturbances, helping you stay asleep even when there are noises around you. Your brain is actively protecting your sleep. After 15 or 20 minutes, you descend further into stage 3, what researchers call slow-wave sleep or deep sleep. This is the most restorative stage, the sleep that makes you feel refreshed in the morning. Your brain waves stretch out into long, slow delta waves, rolling through your mind like slow thunder. During this stage, your body does most of its physical repair. Growth hormone is released, tissues are rebuilt, and your immune system strengthens itself. Children spend much more time in deep sleep than adults do, which is why they're so hard to wake and why they need so much sleep. They're literally growing while they rest. But here's something remarkable that scientists only discovered in the 1960s. Deep sleep is when your brain cleans itself. There's a system called the glymphatic system that opens up during deep sleep, flushing out toxic waste products that accumulate in your brain during the day. One of these waste products is beta amyloid, a protein that's linked to Alzheimer's disease. Every night, if you sleep well, your brain rinses itself clean. Without this nightly cleaning, the toxins build up, and over years, this can contribute to cognitive decline. Sleep isn't just rest. It's maintenance. After you've spent some time in deep sleep, about 90 minutes after you first fell asleep, something extraordinary happens. You enter REM sleep. Your brain becomes nearly as active as when you're awake. Your eyes dart around beneath your eyelids. Your breathing becomes irregular. But here's the strange part. Your body becomes temporarily paralyzed. During REM sleep, your brain sends signals that essentially shut off your muscles, except for your eyes and the muscles that control breathing. Scientists believe this happens to keep you from acting out your dreams. Without this paralysis, you might thrash around or even get up and walk while dreaming, which would be dangerous. REM sleep is where most of your vivid dreaming occurs, and researchers have discovered it serves crucial functions beyond just creating dreams. During REM sleep, your brain processes emotions, helping you make sense of difficult experiences from your day. Studies have shown that people who are deprived of REM sleep have trouble regulating their emotions and are more likely to react strongly to negative events. In a sense, REM sleep is emotional therapy, helping you work through feelings while you're unconscious. Even more fascinating, REM sleep is essential for learning and memory. During this stage, your brain consolidates memories, moving information from short-term storage into long-term storage. It doesn't just save everything, though. It selectively strengthens important memories while letting less important ones fade. If you learn something new and then get a good night's sleep, you'll remember it better than if you stay awake. Your sleeping brain is reviewing and filing away the day's lessons. This entire cycle, from stage 1 through deep sleep and into REM, takes about 90 to 110 minutes. Then it repeats. 4, 5, or 6 times a night, you travel through these stages. But each cycle is different. In the first half of the night, you spend more time in deep sleep. In the second half, you spend more time in REM sleep. Your brain knows what it needs, shifting its priorities as the night goes on. First focusing on physical restoration, then on emotional processing and memory. For thousands of years, humans have wondered about dreams. Are they messages from the gods, windows into the future, random nonsense? The scientific truth turns out to be even more interesting. In the 1970s, researchers discovered that everyone dreams, even people who claim they never do. The difference is simply whether you remember your dreams when you wake up. On average, you dream for about 2 hours every night, spread across multiple REM periods. That means by the time you're 70 years old, you'll have spent about 6 full years of your life dreaming. 6 years in another world. What's happening in the brain during dreams is remarkable. Brain imaging studies show that during REM sleep, the emotional centers of your brain, particularly the amygdala, become highly active. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logical thinking and self-awareness, becomes less active. This explains why dreams feel so emotionally intense and yet so illogical. You can accept the strangest things in dreams, impossibilities that would seem absurd when you're awake, because the part of your brain that questions reality has temporarily stepped back. Scientists have also discovered that dreams are not random. They reflect your concerns, your memories, your emotions. In studies where researchers teach people new tasks before bed, they often dream about those tasks, and the people who dream about the tasks perform better when tested the next day. Your dreaming brain is practicing, problem-solving, integrating new skills. There's even evidence that dreams can be creative. Many famous discoveries and works of art came from dreams. The chemist Auguste Kekule reportedly figured out the ring structure of benzene after dreaming of a snake biting its own tail. Paul McCartney said the melody for Yesterday came to him in a dream. Your dreaming mind makes connections your waking mind might miss, linking ideas in unexpected ways. But not all dreams are pleasant. Nightmares appear to serve a purpose too. Researchers believe nightmares are the brain's way of rehearsing responses to threats. By simulating dangerous or stressful situations while you're safe in bed, your brain prepares you to handle real threats more effectively. People who experience trauma often have recurring nightmares about the traumatic event. This isn't the brain being cruel. It's attempting to process and integrate the trauma, to make sense of something that was overwhelming. There's a particular type of dream that fascinates both scientists and dreamers: lucid dreams. These are dreams where you become aware that you're dreaming while still in the dream. Studies show that about 55% of people have experienced at least one lucid dream in their life. During lucid dreaming, brain scans show increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, that logical, self-aware part of the brain that's usually quiet during dreams. It's as if part of your waking consciousness has entered the dream world. Some people can train themselves to have lucid dreams more frequently. They use techniques like reality testing throughout the day, asking themselves, "Am I dreaming?" and checking for signs. With practice, they start doing this in their dreams too. And when the reality checks fail in a dream, they realize they're dreaming. Once lucid, some people report being able to control their dreams, to fly, to visit impossible places, to do things that physics doesn't allow. It's not magic, it's your brain, unshackled from reality, creating and experiencing its own worlds. Scientists have even managed to communicate with lucid dreamers. In 2021, researchers at multiple universities successfully conducted two-way communication with people who were lucid dreaming. The dreamers could hear questions asked by researchers and respond by moving their eyes in predetermined patterns. They could do simple math problems while asleep and dreaming. The boundary between sleep and waking is more permeable than we thought. Sleep is not a human peculiarity. Nearly every animal on Earth sleeps in some form, from the tiniest insects to the largest whales. This tells us something profound. Sleep is not optional. It's so important that evolution has preserved it across millions of years, even though being unconscious makes animals vulnerable to predators. Different animals have solved the sleep problem in different ways. Dolphins and whales have evolved a remarkable solution. They sleep with only half their brain at a time. One hemisphere rests while the other stays awake, keeping them swimming and breathing. After a few hours, they switch sides. They never sleep completely, but they get the rest they need. Some birds do the same thing, particularly during migration. A bird flying across an ocean for days might let half its brain sleep, while the other half keeps it flying. Giraffes sleep only about 30 minutes a day total, usually in short naps of just a few minutes. They're so vulnerable when lying down that they've evolved to need very little sleep. On the other end, brown bats sleep about 20 hours a day, hanging upside down in dark, safe caves. The amount of sleep an animal needs depends on many factors: how safe they are, how much energy they need, how their brain works. But here's what's universal. When animals are deprived of sleep, they suffer. In the 1980s, a researcher named Alan Rechtschaffen conducted experiments with rats, keeping them awake continuously. The rats died within 2 to 3 weeks, faster than they would from starvation. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's as necessary as food. Humans aren't much different. The longest scientifically documented case of a human staying awake was 11 days, by a teenager named Randy Gardner in 1964. By the end, he was experiencing cognitive problems, mood changes, and mild hallucinations. When he finally slept, he slept for 14 hours and then mostly returned to normal. But the experience took a toll, and scientists now consider such experiments unethical. We're not meant to skip sleep. Research on sleep deprivation shows just how much we need sleep. After just one night without sleep, your cognitive performance declines significantly. Your reaction time slows, your memory worsens, your judgment becomes impaired. People who drive after being awake for 18 hours perform as poorly as someone with a blood alcohol level at the legal limit. After several days without sleep, some people begin to experience microsleeps, brief moments lasting just a few seconds, where the brain simply shuts off, regardless of what you're doing. Chronic sleep deprivation, even just getting 6 hours a night instead of 8, accumulates into what researchers call sleep debt. This debt impairs your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. It increases inflammation in your body. It raises your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. Studies have shown that people who consistently sleep less than 6 hours a night have a 13% higher mortality rate than those who sleep 7 to 9 hours. But sleep isn't just about quantity, it's about timing too. Your body has a circadian rhythm, an internal clock that expects you to sleep at certain times. When you fight against this rhythm by doing shift work or traveling across time zones, you experience jet lag or chronic fatigue. Your body becomes confused about when it should be releasing hormones, when it should be hungry, when it should be alert. Shift workers have higher rates of certain cancers, heart disease, and metabolic disorders, likely because their circadian rhythms are constantly disrupted. In 2017, 3 American scientists won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for discovering the molecular mechanisms that control circadian rhythms. They identified specific genes that turn on and off in a roughly 24-hour cycle, creating a biological clock in virtually every cell of your body. These clocks are synchronized by light hitting your eyes, which sends signals to a tiny region of your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. This master clock then coordinates all the other clocks in your body, keeping everything in sync. Light, particularly blue light, is the most powerful signal for your circadian clock. When blue light hits special cells in your eyes, it suppresses the production of melatonin, a hormone that makes you feel sleepy. This is why looking at phones, tablets, and computers before bed can make it harder to fall asleep. Your brain thinks it's still daytime. Our modern world, with its artificial lighting and screens, is constantly telling our brains to stay awake, fighting against millions of years of evolution that calibrated us to the natural cycle of day and night. As you lie here now, your own body is preparing for its nightly journey. Your core temperature is dropping slightly. Your brain is beginning to produce melatonin. Your muscles are slowly releasing their tension. Everything you are is preparing to do what it has done every night of your life. Scientists now understand that good sleep is one of the most important things you can do for your health. It affects everything: your mood, your memory, your immune system, your metabolism, even how long you live. In cultures around the world that have the longest living people, adequate sleep is one of the common factors. Not too much, not too little, but consistent, regular sleep. In recent years, researchers have discovered that sleep may even affect the risk of developing dementia. Those nightly cleaning cycles in your brain, when the glymphatic system flushes out waste proteins, appear to be crucial for long-term brain health. People who consistently sleep poorly in middle age have higher rates of cognitive decline decades later. Your brain needs those hours of darkness to maintain itself. But perhaps most importantly, sleep connects us to something larger than ourselves. Every human who has ever lived has slept. Your ancestors, stretching back thousands of generations, closed their eyes and trusted the darkness, just as you're doing now. Sleep is one of our most fundamental shared experiences, a universal human need that crosses all cultures, all time periods, all differences. In our modern world, we often treat sleep as an inconvenience, something to be minimized so we can be more productive. But this is a mistake. Sleep is not the absence of life. It's a different kind of life, a necessary state where your body and brain do work that cannot be done while you're awake. When you sleep, you're not doing nothing. You're healing, consolidating, processing, preparing for tomorrow. So as you drift further now, knowing all these things about sleep, you can release any guilt about resting. You can let go of any feeling that you should be doing something else. Sleep is productive. Sleep is necessary. Sleep is what your body and brain need right now. The ancient Egyptians were wrong about sleep being a journey to the underworld. But they were right that it's a journey. Each night, you travel through stages and cycles, through dreams and deep rest, through a carefully orchestrated process that has been refined over millions of years of evolution. You don't have to understand it all. You don't have to control it. You just have to let it happen. Your brain knows what to do. It has been doing this your entire life. It will guide you through the stages, give you the dreams you need, provide the rest that will restore you. All you have to do is close your eyes and let yourself drift. Rest now. Your body is ready. Your mind is ready. Everything that needed to happen today has happened. Tomorrow will take care of itself. For now, there is only this moment, this breath, this gentle descent into sleep. Let yourself go. Let the darkness hold you. Let sleep